All right, guys, this is about the New York Pro. I don't really have much to say about it other than this is the weakest New York Pro I've ever seen in my life. The New York Pro used to be one of the most prestigious shows. It used to be called the Night of Champions. I remember going when it was the Night of Champions. It just had this special, just like magical feel. It was just amazing up in New York. I know New York is not like the New York it used to be at all, especially since, the past several years and everybody leaving there. But, usually this show, people show up, okay? This year, when I looked at the contest list, I did not know one person's name on there except Tonio. And that was the only person I knew. And I'm like, okay, this guy's probably going to win because I just didn't know any other person's name on there. I mean, all these other competitors, they're waiting to do just only one show a year, two show years. I think these guys need to compete more. There's no reason just to do one or two shows a year. It's just crazy to me. Um, I'm not a fan of that. People that are fan of bodybuilders want to see their bodybuilder compete more. Like when I was growing up, I was a fan of the 90s bodybuilders. They competed all the time. So when we were getting the magazines, we were seeing them in there all the time. Now people just say, I have to get ready for this show. I'm only going to be able to peak for this show and this, and this. So I'll just talk about the top two, the people. So Tonio, hands down, his structure amazing, conditioning amazing, but I mean he's the 212 guy, correct? I believe this is a 212 guy winning the New York Pro, okay. And then the second place guy, Stu, I believe he calls himself Beef Stew. Okay, okay. If I had that much hair, I would do something with it. That hair. I'm not trying to rag on these people hard. I just don't get it. He has all this hair, and it looks like the dude never styled, touched, washed his hair ever. It's like this big mess, like a caveman. And man, just think if he went to the barber and got a nice barber, just a fade, and how good that would look on stage. Other than that, I think he's in his early, mid 20s. He looks really unhealthy to me, okay? So in bodybuilding, of course, bodybuilders use T3, which is a thyroid medication. I never used thyroid medications much at all. I think I used it for like two shows and like half a pill, which was like 12.5 milligrams. Excuse me. And most guys, will usually use above 100 micrograms in T3. And you got to be careful with T3 because T3 can burn muscle if you use too much. But these guys are using so much other stuff to preserve the muscle, and so when you use too much T3, or when a person has hyperthyroidism, which is a disease of the thyroid being overactive, their eyes start bulging out like what are those dolls you used to push and the eyes would like bulge out like that. He had that. He had those eyes that were just like bulging out. I'm not sure if it was, the result of using way too much T3. He just looked very, very unhealthy. And I get it. When you're prepping for a show and you're in those last few weeks, you're stripping all the fat off your face. You don't look good. You look, like you aged a lot. You don't look very fresh. I understand that completely. But I saw some pictures of the guy leading into the show. Don't get me wrong. His physique looks crazy. Hard, conditioned, big. Tonio just outclassed him on just the, shape and size and symmetry and not on size, but on everything else. The symmetry and just the muscle was pretty. But look wise, he looks just unhealthy to me. And for at that age, that is not good. These guys these days are just, I don't know what he's taking at all, but like I said, other than, yes, when I used to prep for a show, I would get, I was usually the most conditioned every show I did. I had a fast metabolism, and I always got all the body fat just stripped off my body. but his face just looked very, very, very unhealthy, like he was just sick. And this wasn't just like weeks before the show. This was like, because I saw some pictures like leading up to the show. He looked like this the whole time. The eye bulging, that's just the really So I didn't know who this guy was. I looked him up, and I saw he was born in '97. I'm just like, what? I'm born in '83, and I'm like, wow. So, man, these guys are they need to be careful. It's your choice what you put in your body, and some of these guys will do anything to make it. And, you get this obsession with bodybuilding, and he just looked extremely unhealthy. And to go along with it, he had this big old rag of hair, and I don't know why he didn't cut it or clean it up or touch it, or I don't get it. It just looked like a big mop up there. Like if he was my client, I'd be like, dude, because I've had some clients before. They go into shows, and I'm like, hey man, you're gonna have to go to the barber, get a fade, get a nice haircut. A lot of people just don't think that. They just don't think that way, or they're just not. Or when they're prepping for a show, they're just not thinking of other things like taking care of their appearance, which is important on stage. You want to have a good, healthiest look you can have, because you're already stripping all the body fat off your body, which makes your face look really, really sick anyways. But that wasn't this. This was something else, and it was a little concerning. But I'm just going to talk about those two. Like I said, I don't know any of the other guys. I didn't even look into them. It was just such a small, disappointing, underwhelming. It was just not a good show to me. This is, compared to all the other New York pros, I don't understand why no other name was in here. Why didn't someone else jump in? If any other name bodybuilder like jumped in, they would have won. Tonio looked great, but I think he still is a smaller bodybuilder, if I'm not mistaken. I've never seen him in person, but I believe he's a smaller guy, like a 212 guy. And that's crazy. You got these 212 guys winning these, big shows now. So that's my opinion of it. Like, I'm not going in too in depth because, like I said, I don't even know who these guys are. Used to, you would know every single guy about any, all about them. Like I say these days now, you take nationals, like when I was competing, the nationals about 10 or 15 years ago, those guys would be top 10 on all the pro contests today, if not better. I'm not talking about the Olympia or the Arnold, the top 5 or whatever. I'm just talking about all the rest of the pro shows. The nationals used to be such an exciting, just competition. People would go in like, who's going to win? It's not like that anymore, and it's kind of sad. But I remember one thing Johnny Jackson told me. My good friend Johnny Jackson, top pro bodybuilder, strongest bodybuilder. He said the most exciting thing ever in bodybuilding is chasing that pro card. Once he got his pro card, that whole excitement and all that, it kind of went away. He said the chase for that pro card is what he enjoyed the most and got the most satisfaction out of. All right, guys, peace out. Leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on Tonio versus Beef Stew. I don't like these weird nicknames. Why does everybody have to have a nickname now? How about just whatever his name is, Stew? He has to name Beef Stew. I don't know, man. But what do you guys think about the hair? Do you think they should fix the hair? I know it's a bodybuilding show, but you're presenting yourself in the most professional way you need to, and I just don't agree with that appearance, and he could have cleaned himself up a little bit. So leave below comments what you guys think, any videos you want to see in the future, and hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday. I slept like 2 hours last night. I was working like crazy, but once I'm up, I cannot go back to sleep. All right, peace out.